Hare Krishna, welcome all devotees. So today we'll be discussing seventh shloka of 32nd chapter of third canto, Srimad Bhagavatam. I'll shortly start. Just give me 2 minutes. We'll be starting shortly. Just give me 2 minutes. There is some disturbance in my house. Give me 2 minutes. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Narayanam Namaskrityam Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswati Vyasam Tato Munire Nashtaprayeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Bhaktir Bhavati Nastiki Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitamena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha Sri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamyam Dadati Sapadantikam Vandeham Sri Gurum Sri Yutapadakamala Sri Gurum Vaishnavasya Sri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Sarvadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Lita Sri Vishakhavitam Tam Se हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधु दीन बंधु जगतपते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमस्तुते तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासरि गौरभक्तवृंद हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे राम राम हरे हरे Srila Prabhupada ki jai. I'm just projecting the shloka on the screen. So this is the seventh shloka of 32nd chapter of third canto. I'll put the speaker just. सूर्यद्वारेण ते यान्ति पुरुषं विश्वतो मुखं परावरेशं प्रकृतिम् अस्योत्पत्ति अन्न भावनाम्. Word translation by Srila Prabhupada. Surya through the path of illumination, they, yanti, approach, Purusham, the personality of Godhead, Vishwataha Mukham, whose face is turned everywhere, Para Avara Ashyam, the proprietor of spiritual and material worlds, Prakrutim, the material cause, Asya of the world, Utpatti of manifestation, Anta of dissolution, Bhavanam, the cause. Translation by Srila Prabhupada. To the path of illumination, such a liberated person approaches the complete personality of Godhead, who is the proprietor of material and spiritual worlds and is the supreme cause of their manifestation and dissolution. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. 2 minutes. Sorry, devotee, just small disturbance. Just give me 2 minutes. I'll start. Sorry. purport by Srila Prabhupada. The word Suryadvarana means by illuminated path or through the sun planet. The illuminated path is devotional service. It is advised in the Vedas not to pass through the darkness, but to pass through the sun planet. It is also recommended here that by traversing the illuminated path, one can be freed from contamination of material modes of nature. By that path, one can enter into a kingdom where the complete perfect personality of God resides. The words Purusham Vishwamukam means supreme personality of Godhead who is all perfect. All living entities other than Supreme Personality of Godhead are very small, although they may be big by our calculation. Everyone is infinitesimal. And therefore, in the Vedas, the Supreme Lord is called Supreme Eternal amongst all eternals. He is the proprietor of material and spiritual world and supreme cause of manifestation. Material nature is only the ingredient because actually the manifestation is caused by his energy. The material energy is also his energy, just as the combination of father and mother is a cause of childbirth. So the combination of material energy and the glance of the Supreme Personality of Godhead is the cause of the manifestation of the material world. The efficient cause is therefore not matter, not but the Lord himself. Hare Krishna. सूर्यद्वारिणते यान्ति पुरुषम विश्वतो मुखम परावरेशन प्रकृतिम अस्यत्पत्ति अंतभावनम. Hare Krishna. Through the path of illumination, such a liberated person approaches the complete personality of Godhead, who is the proprietor of material and spiritual world and is the supreme cause of their manifestation and dissolution. Hare Krishna. So, this is a 7th shloka. So, the context here is basically this is a conversation between Lord Kapila and his mother Devoti. Rather, it is Lord Kapila instructing to Mother Devoti on the Sankhya philosophy. So, this is almost at the towards end of where Lord is concluding. But basically, Lord explains in the Sankhya. Sankhya means analytical. Sankhya, numbers, but numbers means actually analytical. So, Sankhya philosophy is analytical studies of the whole material and spiritual world. So, Lord Kapila is telling the Sankhya philosophy, starting with, he is first explaining the 24 elements of the material nature. And he's telling you are not this material nature, you are not this body, you are not this Panchamahabhuta, you are other than, you are different than all those material world. But you are entrapped into this material world. And that your soul, your eternal soul, and you are a part and parcel of Lord, super soul, who is eternal. Okay. So that's why this purport also is mentioned that we are also eternal, but supreme eternal is Lord Krishna. Okay. So Sankhya philosophy goes on telling ki basically it's a knowledge. It's a knowledge. Knowledge about you, knowledge about material world, knowledge about you are not this material world, knowledge about who are you then, and how we should connect to Lord. So it talks about devotion also. How devotion will solve all this problem. How devotion will help you in removing yourself from this entrapment of this material world. Material world is full of janma mrityu jara vyadhi. So that also Lord Kapila explained. It is then he explains in last chapter. We discussed that also, that how the soul takes birth again and again in the womb of material nature, in the womb of mother, which is facilitated by material nature. How it takes birth again and again. How he suffers. Lord explains that. Because we are there in the confined place for 9 months, then lot of issues are there. Microbes are biting you, hungry, thirsty, and then you come out, and then suffering continues. Other than afterward also, janma mrityu jara vyadhi, it continues. Again he takes birth. So why again and again one takes birth? The soul, so-called soul, so-called entrapped soul, take birth, so-called birth. Actually, soul doesn't take. Soul is eternal. There is no question of birth and death. But then since we are entrapped in material nature, is a temporary thing which you are experiencing. Of course, when I say temporary, it doesn't mean hours and minutes. It may be millions of births, billions of years in our calculation. But it's temporary. It is not permanent, because that we are eternal. Okay, so, but of course, if we don't try to get out of this material nature, we'll be here permanent. That's also there. So that way, we can make sure it is permanent, which we don't want. We want to make it really temporary and get rid of this mess. Okay, so this is the material nature. So Lord explains this material nature, why he takes birth again and again. So Lord is explaining the situation of the soul, how precarious it is. How precarious it is. Why? Because unless the Lord gives us knowledge, how soul will understand that we are really in precarious situation. Because Lord explains some other slokas also, if you go into Lucky, the living entity really thinks he is happy in whatever condition he is. This is a Maya. This is the influence of Maya. This is very important point. We living entities, not only human being, animals, microbes, animals, birds, reptiles, human being, demigods, all are living entities in material world, and all are thinking, I'm happy in whatever condition I am. They don't want to change the status quo. They don't want to change the status quo. Why? It is influence of Maya. That is the way Maya is made. Lord's material world, material nature works very beautifully. When I say beautifully in terms of keeping you in Maya, the soul which want to forget Lord Krishna, soul we don't want to surrender Lord Krishna, Maya gives them the so-called kingdom. In such a way they feel I am king. I am king in my own area. I am king in my office. I am king in my company. I am king in my this. I am king in my society. I am king in my country. Everybody thinks I'm king in that way or this way or that. I'm king of my family. Hmm. So this is a Maya, but living entity surprisingly thinks that I am happy in whatever condition I am. But Lord is sensitizing us. Mother Devoti is asking very relevant question for the benefit of humans. Huh? And Lord is explaining, no, you don't think you are happy. You are not actually happy condition. You are you are in a very bad condition. That's why he explained Janma Mrityu Jara Vyadhi. Shankaracharya also explained Punarapi Jananam, Punarapi Maranam. So he's telling you you are taking Maran, Janma Maran, Janma Maran, and you are taking this in the mother's home. So how up to what time you will be there? You how much you want to be there? He just Shankaracharya is explaining that. And Bhagavatam is left and right, it's explaining everywhere. You just come out of this material nature. Try to understand your position. See, it's very simple to understand, right? Common sense. Unless we also see in your day-to-day life, there are some people around us. They think something is good for them. But we know it is not good for them. In our personal life also, suppose our children or our friends, any sphere of the life, be it office, be it professional life, be it personal life, be it social life. Some people are drunkards. They drink so much. They smoke. They feel they are happy. We tell, "Oh, what is this happiness? What is their happiness? You are actually killing your body by smoking." Or children do some, mischievous thing. They are actually disturbing themselves and others. So we say, "What is this? You don't do this." But they feel, so we experience this. The person who is doing something wrong or who is actually suffering thinks he is not suffering. Or he thinks little bit, but he doesn't realize it. Or even though it realized to some extent, he's not able to act on it, whatever it may be the case. But we think, yeah, it's so simple. Why is suffering? You should do like this. Come out of that. Do this, do that, like that. We can give that advice to them because we are not in that situation. Similarly, Lord being the proprietor of everything, Lord knows, Lord as a super soul, Lord as a Bhagwan, Lord as a Brahma, knows everything what we are going through and what is our position is. Only Lord knows that. We will not know that. We don't understand because we are in Maya. And when we understand, get illuminated by Guru, Lord's mercy through Guru, then we understand, oh, I was really suffering. Some days back, I was addicted to smoking. And I was thinking, without smoking, I cannot live. Smoking was like heaven for me. But it was suffering. We come to know once we quit smoking, somehow, with the help of others, Then we come to know how bad it was, how pathetic it was. There are nothing there. You are just wasting money in the smoke and killing your body, cancer and lungs and all that. That we realize later once you quit smoking. Okay, so that's how Lord is telling us कि you first realize that your position is not very good. Don't think it is very good, but that is what we think. Now I'm giving the example of smoker, but this is true for everybody in some context or other. In majority of context, we think we are happy and will be happy, and we try to mitigate that. See, we know we are struggling to remain in material world. Nothing is easy. So much struggle everywhere in the sphere of life. So much struggle. And we think without doing this struggle, we cannot be happy. That is another illusion. See, Lord's Maya, so beautifully it works. It is mean for it is reciprocating your lower consciousness in a very beautiful way so that you feel, okay, I'm king and I'll be happy. By doing this, I'll do like this, then things will be like this. Things will work for me. I'll gain money. I'll gain this, that, everything. And this way I'll be happy. We put that castles in the air. But it doesn't work. Or sometimes it works. Many times it works to some extent, but it is not permanent. Nothing is permanent. Today we have got so much power, money. Tomorrow it will not be there. Today we have got position. Tomorrow it will not. Today we don't have anything. Tomorrow we'll get something very nice. Nice materially, I'm telling. But it is all temporary. But we don't realize that. But we keep making plans. Why? Under the spell of Maya. What is that Maya? Maya makes you think because you want that. It's not that Maya force you to think like this. Basically, we only think. Maya is only facilitating the whole thing, but it tricks you. That's why it is made. So, for example, Lord Kapila explains in earlier shlokas, and this shloka is particular earlier to this shlokas. If you read earlier to this shloka, I'll just quickly open that shloka. We'll just go through it. Just give me 2 minutes. I'll just read the translation so that you understand. Text 1 starts. Personality said the person who lives in center of household life derives material benefit by performing religious rituals. This is dharma artha kama moksha. The person are busy in dharma artha kama moksha. Lord is saying. Such persons are period of devotional service. They are saying since these people are addicted to sense gratification so much, they perform all sort of sacrifices, all sort of tapasya, so-called sacrifices, so-called hard work, donkey work, everything they will do. They'll try to satisfy demigod, they'll try to satisfy forefather, they'll try to satisfy some political leader. I'm just extending. But they will not come to Krishna consciousness. They'll try to satisfy everybody in the world just to satisfy their desires, their plan. But they will not come to devotional service. Why? Because they are addicted to self gratification, which goes exactly against the Krishna consciousness. That's why they don't come. Very beautiful shloka. Such a materialistic person attracted by self gratification and devoted to forefathers and demon can be elevated to moon, where they think exact extract of soma plant. Means sorry, I got some coughing. Moon means heavenly planets, to be precise. And they want to enjoy heavenly enjoyment. Then all planets are materialistic, they go there, but these planets are ultimately get destroyed by Lord because they are all material planets. They are bound to get destroyed. What doesn't get destroyed? The spiritual planets are Lord's mercy. Lord doesn't get destroyed. Our soul doesn't get destroyed, but everything other than this will get destroyed. Spiritual planets, Lord's, of course, Lord and we as a soul, it doesn't get destroyed. Other everything is destructible, everything is changeable in the material world. We should understand this. What Lord is trying to tell here is we should adopt the path of illumination. Means Surya Dwarena Teyanti Purusham Vishwato Mukham Surya Dwarena. Surya Dwarena means path of illumination. Lord is prescribing the path of illumination. What is path of illumination? Devotional service. Why? Because it is taking you from the darkness. Illumination, light will take you from darkness, take away from that. Currently, we are in darkness. What is that darkness? We are thinking we are bodies. We are thinking we are part of this material world. We are thinking we are lord of this material world. We are trying to lord over the material nature. Prabhupada explains, use this word. We are trying to lord over the material nature. Like lord means that sense of lordship is there. We feel we are lord, sense of lordship, and we are the controller. But who is the controller? We are not. But we feel, we think. How? Why? Under Maya. Same thing. It's the same cycle. Everywhere is on. Whole thing is working under Maya's influence, but we want it. It's not that Maya is forcing you to think wrongly. No. Maya is only facilitating your so-called your perverted desires. Maya is trying to facilitate by mercy of Lord. So we feel we are Lord of these universe, right? But we are not. Where it is said, beautiful sloka in Bhagavad Gita. Bhoktaram yagatapasam sarvaloka maheshwaram. Sarudam sarvabhutanam shanti natva mam shanti muchati. Lord is telling, you understand. He's telling to Arjuna. Shanti mruchati. Arjuna is asking how to get rid of this mess, how to be happy. I'm just putting in a very simple word. Lord is telling simple formula. Bhoktaram yagatapasam sarvaloka maheshwaram. I am the enjoyer of all sacrifices. Means sacrifice means whatever karma you do, karma phala, or whatever you do. I am actually enjoyer of all this. I am enjoyer of everything of this material world, spiritual. I am the final enjoyer. Bhoktaram yagya tapasam, or sacrifice. Sarvaloka Maheshwar. I am the proprietor of Sarvalok means all the planets, material spiritual. I am the Lord of all this universe. So if living entity understand this, that Lord is the ultimate enjoyer, Lord is the ultimate proprietor, and in one sense, in all sense, Lord is the controller. So if we know Lord is the controller, because his proprietor is controller, obviously. So Lord is the controller, Lord is the proprietor, Lord is the ultimate beneficiary of all whatever we do. Means what Lord is trying to tell is, you should understand this position, my position, Lord's position, and you should understand your living entity's position. And he's telling you should understand the relation between these two. And means ultimately in terms of actual action, by understanding is what is action you will take, we should practically tell our desires is Lord desires. That is the real thing. That's a surrender. That is what Lord. Ultimately, Lord wants us to surrender. Sarvadharmam parityaja mamekam sharanam aham tam sarvapapeva mokshashami. He, Lord, wants us to surrender by abandoning all sort of so-called religion. So-called religion means basically so-called, we adopt some so-called religion. Means we feel, oh, this is my religion. This is what I am. I am this nationality. I am this. I am this state. I am this engineer. I am doctor. This, blah, blah. So we feel these are all so-called religions. Religion doesn't mean necessarily only Hindu, Muslim, and all that. That is also there. But religion means we feel we identify some concept of the life, which is essentially material concept, which is the anything which is devoid of Lord is a it is not a real religion. That's what Lord is telling. So he's telling you abandon all these religion, even though they are mentioned in Vedas or they are not mentioned in Vedas. So people are manufacturing new things nowadays, but even whatever mentioned in Vedas, even they are also not a real religion, which Bhagavatam starts with. It's all Kaitava Dharma. Bhagavatam is meant to kick out the Kaitava Dharma. Vedas used because living entity want it. But actually, essence is we should not get hanged by, or we should not hang around all those so-called Kaito dharma cheating religion. We should actually reject all this. But why people take this? Here what is explained here is people are addicted to sense enjoyment. Prabhupada explains people are addicted to sense enjoyment perennially. continuously people are addicted to sense enjoyment. So to satisfy the desires, we keep doing so many plans, we keep doing so many activities, karmas. It gives some phalas that binds you again to karmas. It gives phalas, and we continue, but we don't change our desires. We continue building our desires. In fact, the software keeps building up maximum more and more data of the desires, and you keep playing on backup. That is mind. So our mind keeps playing all those old desires on background, and we are forced to obey it because we are thinking we are mind. We are thinking we are this material world. It's a misconception. So Lord says, what is the path of illumination? Surya Dharvena. It's a part of devotion. Why? That's what we are discussing. Surya Dharvena is path of illumination. Means we have to come out of darkness of the illusion that I am this body. I am the Lord. No. Devotional service tells you, no, you are not Lord. Purport says, I'll just read quickly. The translation says, through the path of illumination, such a liberated person means the people who are devotees, liberated person, who are devotees, approach the complete personality of God, who is the proprietor of material spiritual world and is the supreme cause of their manifestation and dissolution. So he is the Prabhupada explains in the purport. Everyone is infinitesimal, and therefore the Vedas, the Supreme Lord is called Supreme Eternal amongst all eternal. So we are also eternal, but he is the Supreme amongst all eternal. He is the proprietor, Prabhupada explained, he is the proprietor of material and spiritual world and the supreme cause of manifestation. So material nature is the only ingredient because actually material nature is only the ingredient because actually the manifestation caused by energy. Prabhupada explained. We'll elaborate saying that majority of us are getting allured by material nature, thinking that this is what it is. Material is manifested material nature. We are thinking this is what it is, and this is what I am here, and this is what I have to deal with. And we are in business of dealing with all these material activities, doing this, plan, this, that, and continue. Lord is explaining, no, this is Prabhupada explains further, this is a material world. This is only the external manifestation of Lord, of the Lord. Lord's energy, rather. It's a material energy. So material world is external manifestation of Lord's, one of the material energy. But we are Lord's one more energy, marginal potency. That is living soul. And there is the internal energy of which is spiritual. And that is what we need to seek for. We should understand our nature, that we are not this material energy. We are actually this marginal potency. And we should see that what this marginal potency has to do, we have to actually surrender to Lord and seek for this internal potency of Lord, which comes by devotional service. So Lord is telling that, Prabhupada explained also here that we should not get too much allured by this external manifestation of energy, because earlier shlokas what we read says that people are trying to mitigate this, their plans, their desires with this material nature which they are seeing in front of them. They cannot see everything there, even they cannot, we cannot even see the what is there in the material world fully. That is another thing. Anyway, whatever we see, we think this is all it is. And Lord is telling, this is my material energy. And people are busy in mitigating all those things. But you should understand that I am behind all this. So logically, what Lord is telling, you don't get too much enamored by this material energy. You understand I am behind this material energy and surrender to me. Come to me. Obviously. Because Lord is the proprietor of everything. Lord is the controller of everything. Lord is the beneficiary of everything. So if you surrender to Lord, I'm trying to explain this point on a logical way also. If we have to go to some company for a job, we have to go to topmost person or to their which is authorized people who are, and accept the supremacy of that person in that company. Simple. If you say, no, I don't care who is the CEO or who is the owner, and I don't care who is the person who is recruiting me, I'll come and I'll start doing my own thing. Without recognizing the authority of the owner of the company, we are not going to get job. So this is what we are trying to do now, because we are not ready to accept the supremacy of Lord due to our rebellion nature. I mean, our nature is a rebellion, but that come because we have got minute independence. So we misuse that independence and we say that no, I don't accept the supremacy of Lord, and I don't accept the proprietorship of Lord. I think I can control the whole thing. Lord is not in control. That's the whole problem. That's the whole problem. I mean, if we understand, see, sometimes okay, we are on the path of devotion service. We are just at the start point. So we go through this many times. I'm talking about devotees, initial, like me, who are the initial path of, we are just starting. Now we can see this, we can understand this. Forget non-devotees. That is clear. Okay, they feel no, they're nothing like Lord and all. Forget all this. I am the controller. We'll do it. But devotees also, we understand this theoretically. Yes, Lord is the controller. Lord is a proprietor, and we try to adapt that. But when the if we are not, we don't have full faith till our faith is tender, and because our faith, we don't have full faith in Lord. In many situation, in some situation we accept, yeah, Lord is the God. In some situation, at least I go through this many times. In some situation, we doubt Lord's supremacy. We doubt Lord as a Lord as a control. We have got doubt. Oh, whether Lord will protect me. Oh, whether Lord will really there. I mean, I'm just putting it in a very little bit exaggerated way, but we doubt in some situation, although we know that we are trying to surrender to Lord, we are trying to, but we have got that doubt whether Lord is really will control the whole thing and save me, or will he take care of me. We have got that doubt, and then we continue doing our own plans of material, and then only to realize that, oh my God, the thing is working there. It's only Lord who makes it work. We see that, and it's a practical example. This is one part. Secondly, we have to in terms of desires also. When we say adopt the path of illumination, means devotional service. Devotional service means surrender. Now, surrender means what? Surrender means doubting our desires to Lord desires. This also I'm just giving some practical examples so that we can try to correlate. See, the issue here is we can, we have to correlate, we have to relate or correlate the whole thing with our experience. It is devotee at whatever level he is, Kanishta Adhikari or just start point, neophyte or Madhyam Adhikari, wherever he is, he has to always correlate, relate everything going around to devotion service and to the Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam. Always. Then only it will tell us. It is not just theoretically, no, non-devotees, they don't understand. Okay, but okay, advanced devotees, souls, yeah, they are there. Anyway, they are there, but I'm not there. It is important to understand how the pure souls, the advanced souls, how they are actually doubting their desires, how they are doubting desires to Lord desire, how they are actually bringing that synchronization, and how we are not doing that. That is where when you observe the advanced devotee, you should observe this. When you say satsanga means listening from them, observing them, how they are. Everybody goes through the adverse conditions in life, is it not? Even advanced devotees. Your devotees also go through adverse condition of life. But how they deal with that, how they never forget Lord, how they will never forget the philosophy of Bhagavatam. They will demonstrate it. And that is what satsanga means. Is it not? So we should observe that and we should correlate how I am not able to correlate this advance, sorry, I am not able to correlate this simple understanding that Lord is telling just go by my plans. You don't put your own plans. Lord is saying that. Because I am the controller, I'll take care of you. Sarva dharmam parityaya mamekam sarva papam moksham masucha. Lord is telling masucha, don't fear. I am the controller, I am proprietor, Lord is telling. Whole Bhagavad Gita is that only. I am everything. You are my part and parcel. You are my servant. Please come to me. I'll take care of you. Lord is giving assurance. We don't have faith. Whatever faith, we have a very small faith. At least I face this. I'm telling my example, my experience. So we see this situation. there are situations ki there is something going on in your material life. Well, we understand, we don't like that sometimes. But we, because we keep reading, we keep associating devotees, satsang karte rehte hum log, and we read Bhagavad Gita. We know little bit philosophy, and by mercy of Lord and Guru, we have got some brain, some knowledge given to us. We should acknowledge that. And by that part and our own desire, material desire, they clash. We want something in this way because it will satisfy my material desire. But the things are going in different way because we understand that it may be Lord's plan to make correct me, or it may be Guru's mercy, or whatever it may be. It may be, and we feel that yeah, that's right. Sometimes some adverse condition comes, and that we feel it is right because that is to rectify. This we understand because we have got some knowledge. And material desires, and there is a fight, and sometimes material desires win, and we say no, no, I'll go my own way, and then we reject that path. It happens. It happens. Problem is, I mean, it's very. Let's try to understand the situation. We don't know what is actually your mind is misguiding you, and what is the real thing is Lord is telling from you inside, from inside, and what is your mind is telling. There is always clash, and that is why we should take shelter of advanced devotees, pure devotees, saying that please tell me this is what happening, what I should do, what is the pure you tell you immediately. But of course, for that we need to have proper satsanga. We should have proper service or proper rapo. Or rapo is not a good word. Service basically. We should have that loving exchange with devotee. We should have that faith in devotee or Lord. So, but this is the way it is. I'm just trying to explain the practical problems. Okay. And this is how it works. We don't know what is dominating my mind, material desire. Mind means material desire. Okay. At this stage of our life. Or what is real for the Lord is guiding us from inside. And we should always, and as we keep reading Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita daily, as we associate, as we purify ourselves, we will understand, oh, this is Lord's plan. Slowly, slowly, you'll understand. This is my material. This mind is notorious. We'll immediately say, "This, just shut up your mind because you are misguiding me." And we'll be in position to at least distinguish. That's why intelligence is now playing the role. The intelligence is supposed to control the mind. How? By taking knowledge. So knowledge means Bhagavatam, Seva, and of course, when you take knowledge by association with devotee, it's all one package basically. So then we'll understand, we'll be able to control our life. And we'll be observing that, oh, this is my fruitive activity, desire for material, how troubles with it. I should not get into all this unnecessarily. Or if I am there, we change your consciousness. Even though I have to be there in amidst of this material activities, we'll do it for satisfaction of Lord because He is a proprietor. No, sorry, He is He's an enjoyer. He'll say, Lord want this, I have to do it, I'll do it. But I'll not do it by myself. So that consciousness we change from material consciousness to Krishna consciousness. How? By practice. It will come by practice, by knowledge. We have to keep reading, knowledge. Satsanga. And of course, chanting. Of course, that is given. Chanting is the basis. Because chanting is nothing but you are actually associating with Lord directly. Okay. So this is a way we'll get purified and we'll understand that. What we'll understand? First of all, we'll understand this is all network of fruitive activities and it's useless. And it is not meant for my happiness. It will not come. Then slowly we'll realize it. There will be struggle. There is a very swift struggle. As we grow on the devotional service, path of devotional service slowly, there's a swift or sweet. You can call it swift or sweet. There's a struggle. You can feel the struggle. Oh, this mind. Then you are able to subdue the mind on that occasion. And will get enlightened. Oh, this is the way to control the things. Some days back, some years back, I was not able to live without tea or coffee. Now, and how tremendous struggle was there that day, no tea. 3 o'clock in the afternoon in the office, so 1 cup of tea. Then that was, and then now we don't feel like it's all nonsense. It doesn't matter me. Tea or coffee, we don't like it now. What? That time it was so difficult. That struggle was there. But once you go through that struggle with the help of our mentors, gurus, then you will understand, oh, this is so, it is easy to, not easy. I'm not saying it's easy, but yeah, we overcome. It gives you enlightenment, it gives you confidence, and that gives a good feeling. Oh, Lord is helping me out. Guru is helping me. Things are working, process is working. That makes us happy because we are finding the formula of eternal happiness. So that experience we should always take as we continue doing in mortal life also. That is the whole realization. We should go through all this very enthusiastically, very with patience, and ready to go through some hardship also, ready to do some tapasya, voluntary austerity, so that we slowly purify ourselves. So what I'm trying to explain here is, I'm trying to put it very on a very day-to-day example basis, that how we should dovetail our desires to Lord desires. Simple. This is the whole thing which last some slokas are being explained, that sorry, Hare Krishna. Sorry. So the path of illumination is dovetailing our desires to the Lord desires, and that should happen slowly, very steadily. We should do that, and once that happens, there is no question of I am thinking this is my material world, this is I am the Lord of material world, and there is no question of further fruitive activities, because you will not be bound by the fruits of your fruitive activities. Why? Material activity. Why? Because it's all about our consciousness. So Lord assures that if you work for me, there is a question of you getting bound by it, because you are not under the nature laws of material nature. If you are working for Lord, that Lord tells that is how it works. Lord tells you work for me, you are not under material nature. And we should have faith and we should do that. Okay. So this is how it is. We have to doubt our desires, no? By understanding this, that Muktaram Yagatapasam Saruloko Maheshwaram. Once you understand, you are the controller. So if you know Lord is a controller, then anything bad or good happens to us, if something bad happens to us, you will see it as the Lord's desire or Lord's mercy on me. Ki, yeah, Lord want me to learn something. That's why something wrong is happening to me. But the intention of the Lord will be never wrong, because He's your friend, He's your father. So how it can be wrong? So that is a faith, that is a surrender. So that way you will be able to easily overcome the adversities of bad things which happens to us. Now, if you don't accept Lord as a controller, you will try to control the whole thing, which is not under control, and you will mess up. And whom to blame? Then frustration. Okay, you are only to blame. So this is how it is. Okay, so we should accept Lord as a controller. Anything good happens to us, we say, Lord is giving me, because as such, I don't own anything. Everything is facilitated by Lord. Even though I do some innovation in my chemical engineering, some formula I find out or put some technology, it's all facilitated by Lord, because we are using His resources. You are only the little bit you are putting some control there, but major thing works under Him. So if something happens good to us, we'll say, yeah, it's Lord's mercy, which is not artificially thinking like that. It's actually the case. We realize nothing is in your hand. It happens by mercy of Lord. Otherwise, just because I put my so-called sincere effort, I will not get results. It doesn't happen that way. Lord's sanction is required. So, if you know Lord is controller, you will not be affected by anything adverse situations to you. It may be good, it may be bad, it may be happiness, it may be distress, or it may be insult, it may be praise, it may be some friend, somebody becomes your enemy, somebody becomes your friend. Next day, after 3 months, the enemy has become friend and friend has become enemy. Is it not? So all this goes on. So you will not get affected by this. Now we are getting tossed by all these day-to-day basis. You recall your the day, typical day in our life, in office, say for example. Oh, it's full of all this going on, and we are getting affected. That we should realize that we are getting affected unnecessarily. Why? Because we are thinking, I am there. I am that. I am that office boss. I am that. This office belongs to me. Oh, I am the controller in the office. We think that way. And if something goes against our plan, we start blaming, hey, this is how, and then we get frustrated. Because we are trying to become happy by some artificial means, which is not there, which is not permanent. It is going to change. So we are embracing something which is not very permanent, which is not actually meant for happiness. And that's the whole problem. So if you understand this, I am not a controller, you become happy because you will not be affected by all these so-called plus minuses, sukha dukkha, man apman, and uh, shitoshna, shita, ushna, or all this. There is a shloka also. For want of time, I will not read, but I'll just read. Samo shatruja mitrecha tatha manapayoho shitoshna sukha dukkeshu sama sanga vivarjitaha tulya nindani Tirmoni Santushto Yena Kenachita. Aniketa Stiram Bhaktir Manne Priyo Naraha. I will quickly read. Those who are alike to friend and enemy, equipoise in honor and dishonor, cold and heat, joy and sorrow, and all free from all unfavorable association. Those who take praise and reproach alike, who are given to silent contemplation, content with what comes their way, without attachment to the place of residence, whose intellect is firmly fixed in me, and who are full of devotion to me, such persons are very dear to me. So if somebody is dear to Lord, you will be happy. So simple formula, right? I just read that. So we doesn't get affected by this ups and downs of material world. In fact, we get purified. We get benefited actually by any situation. Good happen, we'll use it for service of Lord. Bad happen, okay, I'll purify myself and I'm purifying. So whole consciousness is changing, and that is the whole path of illumination, and that is a part of devotion. It can come only by devotion. There are many spiritualists also, transcendentalists, they exist. Yogi, jnanis, karmis, they have got their method, but ultimate method is Lord, devotion, because he is a proprietor. Bhaktaram Yajna, direct, simple method. Others go there ultimately, but indirectly. So there's no point in getting into that unnecessarily now. So we should follow the path of devotion. That is the path of enlightenment, or Surya Dwaram. This is mentioned in Prabhupada's purport also. So I think I have explained majority of the thing. So I think I will stop here for comments and questions. But before that, I'll offer my Dandot Pranam to His Grace Uttam Damodar Prabhuji, and maybe I'll like him to, I will request him to maybe put some comments, correct if there is something, and then we can get into question answer. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Please accept my respectful obeisances, Prabhu. I don't have comments, but very nicely explained on a practical basis, day-to-day basis, which was very, very important for us to understand, because high philosophical notes at times, goes over our head. But then being very practical on a day-to-day life is something that you explained it very nicely. Thank you very much, Prabhu. Over to you. I don't have any questions or any comments, Prabhu. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
Thanks, Prabhu. Thanks, Hare Krishna. So devotees, Prabhuji has explained. So maybe we can get into question answers, or any suggestion or comments also is we can just discuss, and then after some time we close the session. Over to you, devotees. If anybody has got comments, questions, we can. Okay.
So just one, the underlining
Prabhu.
statement that you made.
Yes,
The
Prabhu.
moment that we realize that nothing belongs to us, it is just that we are instruments and everything belongs to Krishna. I think that will take away the fruitive mentality of a person for asking for rewards, or asking for returns, or asking for some benefit with whatever service that we do. So I think that's the whole concentration that needs to be, especially for devotees, that they have to think that everything belongs to Krishna and nothing belongs to me. I'm just there temporarily coming here. I've done some mistakes, that's why I'm here, and I go back home. And if I have to go back home, then I better realize that everything belongs to Krishna. This is my submission.
Thanks, Prabhu. Yes, Prabhuji. Thanks. It's a well articulated point for me. Hare Krishna. Thanks, Prabhuji. If there are no questions or comments further, we'll close the session. Okay, fine. Thanks, devotees, for your time and patiently listening to me. And we will continue our devotional service as much as possible as we get into the hotel. Hare Krishna. Thanks for your time, and we'll log off now. Nantara Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai.